open door after rolling about 100 feet. The tent caught on a bolt on surmounting the second step according to Iron Monza account of.
It's not possible. The what he did in the demonstration for me, memorizing one page, I could do that. I couldn't have memorized it as fast as he pretended to, but I could definitely recall it faster. I don't need to do the whole blah, 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 blah. You know, I could do that faster. And in my last video, I found more proof in the video that he tricked me and he lied and that he's a scam artist. And he's good. He's not good at memorizing, but he's good at scamming. He's good at being sneaky, and this whole thing is a charade.
Interesting. Okay.
Your task, हजुर के रे हजुर you task read के भन्छ नि के रे उहाँले task सक्नुहुन्छ क्या उहाँले के भन्नु
What did you say?
उहाँ हजुरले task memorize गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भनेको क्या भन्नु.
Who's young and naive and just wants to get ahead in the world without putting in the work. So I feel sorry for him in that sense. Again, he was very nice to me, but I'm also very mad and angry that he took advantage of my time and my channel. But I hope that it at least shows to the Nepalese people once and for all that this guy does not deserve the time and attention.
नमस्ते अनि हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु. यति बेला ओके पर्दा टिभी हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ. म ससिद उपस्थित भइसकेको छु र आजको तपाईले टाइटल हाइलाइट्स हेरिसक्नु भएको छ. आज एकदमै एक्सक्लुसिभ इन्टरभ्यु रहेको छ. पछिल्लो समयमा विजय शाही जसले चाहिँ आफूलाई मेमोरी किङ भनेर प्रस्तुत गरिरहँदा धेरै भन्दा धेरै आलोचना विवादहरू आइरहेको छ. एकदमै धेरै चर्चा परिचर्चा छ विजय शाहीको र विजय शाहीको अन्तर्वार्ता लिने एकजना विदेशी नागरिक जो चाहिँ अमेरिकाबाट हुनुहुन्छ नेल्सन डेलिस. उहाँको अन्तर्वार्ता सार्वजनिक भएपछि चौतर्फी आलोचना झनै बढेको छ विजय शाहीको र नेल्सन डेलिसको त्यो एक्सपिरियन्स र उनले विजय शाहीलाई कसरी हेरे, कसरी देखे र कसरी भेटे, कसरी पुगे उहाँ समक्ष, आज यो सबै कुराकानी गर्नको लागि चाहिँ एकदम एक्सक्लुसिभ इन्टरभ्यु रहेको छ. आज हामीले तपाईमा जोडेका छौं नेल्सन डेलिसलाई. नेल्सन डेलिससँग गरिएको कुराकानी यति बेला हामी प्रस्तुत गर्छौं. यति बेला उहाँ अमेरिकामा हुनुहुन्छ र पनि हामीले जुम मार्फत अन्तर्वार्ता लिने कोसिस गरेका छौं. आउनुस् नेल्सन डेलिसलाई वेलकम गरौं, त्यसपछि बाँकी कुराकानी गर्छौं.
So Nelson, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. Can I first say that I love Nepal and I love everything about the Nepalese people, except maybe Bijay, but everything about Nepal is one of my favorite places in the world.
Okay, I was asking about this. Easy. Okay, so I tell you something about you to my lovely audience, lovely viewers, but also, can you first of all tell something about you? What do you do? Where
Sure.
originally from? So can you tell something about you, first of all?
Yep. I'm from, I live in America, in Miami, Florida, and I'm a four-time USA memory champion. So what that means is there are championships for memorizing, and I've won the US competition 4 times. And I've competed in the world championships. I have a lot of experience with memorizing things. I teach other people how to do what I do. Memorizing things is a skill. It's something that you can teach yourself and get better at. I find very, very few cases of people who are naturally very good at memorizing. We just don't see that. You know, most people who have a good memory, it's because they practice and they use techniques. So that's what I teach. I've been to Nepal many times to go climbing. And so that's why this whole Nepalese controversy with Bijay Shahi is of interest to me.
Okay. So, yes, definitely today we will be talking about just Bijay Shahi. So I want to go from the beginning, from the start point. So how do you know about Bijay Shahi and how you meet him and how is he? So can you tell and explain from the beginning point, from the start?
Sure. So I think early last year, I saw a video of him. Someone had shared a video on a message forum for memory techniques, saying, hey, this guy is in the video. He said he could memorize, I think, 200 words in 30 seconds or something, which is insane. You know, as a memory competitor, I'm very aware of what the records are and what people can do, what the best are doing. I'm not even the best anymore. There's people who are way better than me, and what they can do wasn't even close to what this person, Bijay, was saying. I watched the video. It wasn't a very good video. There were a lot of cuts, a lot of room for cheating. So I thought, wow, this is impossible. And then a few months later, I saw the video where he was memorizing a book and turning the pages, saying weird things out loud, blah, 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 whatever. And I just thought it was so ridiculous. I had to do a reaction video. So I did a reaction video about many different memory examples, but including that one. And for me, it looked entirely fake. It looked impossible. He wasn't looking at all the pages. So how could he be memorizing them? And then I saw other videos, and you know, I was curious how he was doing it. I was sure that it was a scam, but I wasn't sure how he was doing it. Many people were reaching out to me asking, you know, or telling me that it was real. They were his brother or his cousin or a friend of his. Bijay is real. You know, you have to see it. And I offered to do an interview with him if I ever was in Nepal. And yeah, so then I was climbing Everest earlier this year in Nepal for 6 weeks. And I happened to have a lot of time in Kathmandu. Bijay was texting me saying, hey, are you in Nepal? Do an interview with me. He was the one that wanted to do the interview. I was like, I'm busy, you know, I'm doing something else. But he said, let's do it. And I said, okay, let's do it. Because I had offered it, you know, last year in my video. I said, Bijay, if you want to do an interview, let's do it. So I'm not going to change my word. So I agreed. And we did the interview, and that's what you see in the YouTube video.
Okay. So how is he? How is Bijay Shahi?
That's a good question. I was expecting someone very confident. I was expecting to be, you know, I expected that he was going to try to trick me, right? That was kind of what I expected. But what I met was a very young boy who was very shy, excited to meet me, very excited to meet me. He was very nice, very polite, shook my hand, was very welcoming into his office. But I was surprised how young he was and how, I don't want to be mean, but he felt very immature, you know? Not in a bad way, but in a young way, you know. He was just a young kid. He doesn't know much yet in the world, you know. So I felt a bit sorry for him. I wanted to, when we were doing the interview, I wanted to be as, you know, honest as possible and just let him do what he wanted to do to show the world that he's real or not, you know. So that's why in the video you see I ask questions and he gives me answers that are a bit silly, but I just kind of like let him say what he wants. You know, I didn't drill him too hard because I just wanted to let him say what he wanted to say. He had my platform. He could have used it and for his benefit. But so then, yeah, so that was my impression of him. Also, I thought his English would have been better, especially considering his amazing memory. But I was surprised how bad his English was. He had a translator there whose English was very bad too. But yeah, he didn't understand much of what I was saying.
Do you think he is doing a scam? He's making us fool? Is it? What do you think?
Yes, I do. Officially now, I think it's without a doubt a scam. When I did the interview, you know, there were a lot of things he said and did that were very suspicious to me. I didn't think it was very honest. But when he did the memory demonstration for me, I couldn't see how he would have done it as a scam. So I thought maybe there's something here. Maybe. Thankfully, I uploaded the video and many Nepalese viewers suggested many ideas, many theories that I didn't even think of when I was there. And it made me realize that if you're a scammer, you know how to scam someone. It's not his first time. So the way he made me feel when I was there, like I said, I felt very welcome. I felt like I wanted to give him a chance. That's part of the act, I'm sure. He when I was in the room and he was leaving and talking and tells me to turn away, like there's not much I can do. I wanted to let him do his thing. I didn't want to interrupt it, because if I interrupted it, then maybe it's invalid, his attempt. I wanted him to prove to us that he was real. But so in the moment, it felt more real. But that's what a scam artist is supposed to do, is make you feel like it's real. But afterwards, watching the video many, many times, and in my last video, I found more proof in the video that he tricked me, and he lied, and that he's a scam artist. And he's good. He's not good at memorizing, but he's good at scamming. He's good at being sneaky, and this whole thing is a charade.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. Actually, it's not even an opinion anymore. Some of the proof in my video, you can't deny it. It's right there. So there's no question about it, honestly.
Okay. Okay. So I think you own the title of memory champion a lot of time. I think 3-4 times. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you yourself is a memory trainer. So tell me, is it really possible to memorize something in a short period of time? Is it really possible? Can somebody do this sort of activities? Is it possible?
So
like Bijay
sorry?
like Bijay Sai.
No, from my experience, no. Now I was talking about this with another memory competitor. With anything in the world, there are going to be outliers. People who are way better or way worse than the average, right? The average is going to be right here, but there's always going to be people who are better out here. Bijay is pretending to be out there, right? It doesn't fit with the statistics. For all the years that people have been doing memory techniques and the memory championships, we've never seen anything close to what Bijay is saying. So statistics even suggest that it's not possible, So yeah, it's not possible. The what he did in the demonstration for me, memorizing one page, I could do that. I couldn't have memorized it as fast as he pretended to, but I could definitely recall it faster. I don't need to do the whole blah, 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 blah. I could do that faster. And I say it in my video that for the amount of time it took him to memorize and recall, it was like about an hour. For me, for one page. For me, I could do that for real, in about the same time, maybe less, with real techniques. So that wasn't very impressive in that sense. So I don't know, but reading a full book in turning the pages like this, that's impossible, because your eyes have to register all the words, right? Physically, the physics, the science of it is impossible.
Okay. So Bijay Shahi, he himself claimed that he is a memory king. He is very talented and very popular than, very popular than Albert Einstein, Karl Marx, like this, So what do you say about his opinion? And but he is unable to answer all of your questions in that video. We can see very clearly in your video. So what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear if you're going to go and call yourself memory king, and compare yourself to Albert Einstein, say that you have divine power and that God chose you, only you of 8 billion people, that you have a problem where you need attention, right? That's all it is. I'm very good at what I do. I've won a championship, so I can call myself a memory champion, but I would never call myself a memory king. I would never compare myself to other, famous geniuses. That's even hard to, how do you even start to compare that? I mean, it's what has Bijay done that compares to Albert Einstein? Are you kidding me? and some of the other claims, you know, where he's saying he was in the Guinness Book of World Records, that he was talking to NASA, they want to study him. Like all these outrageous claims, like they're just attention seeking, right? They're so dramatic, right? They're unbelievable, right? And that to me is someone who is a narcissist, who just needs attention, who's young and naive and just wants to get ahead in the world without putting in the work. So I feel sorry for him in that sense. Again, he was very nice to me, but I'm also very mad and angry that he took advantage of my time and my channel. But I hope that it at least shows to the Nepalese people once and for all that this guy does not deserve the time and attention. You know?
Okay.
I know I think in Nepal, there's another memory king. I don't know his name, but I've looked at his work.
Arpan Sarma.
Yes. Yeah. That's the guy who should be getting attention because he's doing what I do, right? Real techniques that you can teach. And he's humble about it, right? That's the way it should be.
Okay. So what do you say about his hutu tutu sound that, you know, speed?
I think it's ridiculous. It's funny. You know, when I first heard it, it took me by surprise, and I was like, what is he doing? At first I didn't even know, was it maybe he was speaking in Nepalese very fast, but it's not, right? It's not Nepalese, right? I think it's just gibberish. It's just him making sounds. So yeah, I think it's ridiculous. Obviously, when you're trying to put on a show, you want to make it very exciting and loud and a lot of movement, and that's what he does. So he's a showman. He knows what he's doing.
So okay, you know, day by day his controversy is getting more and more news. So I just want to know, in US, inner surrounding or inner circle there, so how is he, you know, what they say about him?
Yep. Well, the good thing is that in the US, nobody really cares. In the US, in terms of the memory circle, unfortunately, I feel like I'm the one that's brought him more attention. But, you know, we always want to know about people who are in the sport or who are doing really well, who have good memories. That's important to us. So we talk about it. But most people I talk to say what everybody else says, that it's impossible, that it's fake, or he's lying or cheating. So the first instinct of most people, I think, is that it's fake. It's unfortunate that it's someone from Nepal, because I feel like in Nepal it's not, a lot of people have, it's easier for them to believe in someone from their country to have such an amazing power. How amazing would that be, right? For Nepal to have someone who could do something so supernatural, right? What an amazing thing for the country. So I can see how that might be something that, you know, most people in Nepal want to believe in. But I think Bijay knows that and is taking advantage of that in your country, unfortunately. But yeah, the good news is that I don't think his name is much known outside of Nepal.